Robert. Let me say that, okay? Robert was skinny. And to watch him and watch the ministry that God has birthed in you, I think it's amazing. So thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you've done. Here's what we haven't experienced over the last hour and a half that we've been together. We have not gone through these 5 best steps, your next best step to your best you. Okay, this is not about behavior modification, right? As Robert said, I think everybody has found themselves in each other's notes, right? As Robert said, if you don't establish your why, then your what doesn't matter. Yeah. Right? So if I don't attach a why to the what that I'm doing, the likelihood that I'm going to continue doing it or that I'm going to do it where I'm not begrudging doing it is not high. So the moment I said, you know what, God, I'm going to commit myself to doing this, whatever blank is. If I do not attach the why, again, from our core beliefs, right, and from that place, if I don't attach my why to my what, I'm going to get halfway in it, and I'm going to find whatever reason or whatever excuse, anything to deter me from whatever I said that I was going to do. Yeah. Right? So if I said, I'm going to walk in abstinence. You got, right? No, if I said I'm going to walk in abstinence, that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm going to do that. We don't talk about it for real. But if I don't attach my why, if I don't attach because of godliness, if I don't attach because I know that, God, this is pleasing to you, if I just say, well, the last guy I dated made me mad, so I'm doing Steve Harvey's 90-day rule. Come on, dog. It's bigger than that, right? Yeah. If I forget my why, then my what doesn't matter. The next fine man that treat me right. Yeah. Talk about it. Anyway, so we're not here talking about the 5 next best steps to behavior modification. We insert disciplines into our lives because we know that left to ourselves, we suck. Y'all come, we're going to be honest. Hey, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. You going to be honest today? You going to be honest today? Yes. Let me push you there. Let me push you there today. If we were left to ourselves, we're going to ruin it. But not only that, we insert disciplines in our lives so that we can present our best selves first to ourselves and then to others, right? So whether it's working out, first of all, I don't work out consistently anyway. That's not the point. When I do, it's because I looked in the mirror and I said, Like Dr. E said, I'm an athlete. I grew up playing basketball, and I have good genes, right? Tall, long, lean, right? It works, right? Until probably about 2 years ago, it was like, see, we're going, all right, yeah, we're good. So if I set myself like, okay, the discipline I'm going to insert is a physical regimen, I'm doing it because I want to look in the mirror and be pleased with what I see. And then I also know I'm going to be summertime fine too. Come on, somebody. So I first implement disciplines to present a better version of myself to myself, but also to others. So we've talked about the mind, we've talked about the body. Now I'm going to talk about the soul and the impact that spiritual discipline has on it. The soul represents the very essence, the very lifeline of man, right? Genesis 2:7, and the Lord formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. That soul is priceless. Your soul is priceless. Nothing can compare to the soul of a man. How do I know that? It says in Matthew 16:26, what does it profit or benefit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? It goes on to say, is anything worth more than your soul? Is anything worth more than your soul? So we go back to 3 John verse 2. He says, beloved, I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Okay? So, what? Just, y'all walk with me. All right? If your soul can prosper, then that means there are also things that can cause your soul to be impoverished.
Talk about it.
Right? Okay. So, if there are things that can cause my soul to be impoverished, and if I'm concerned about what the cost of my soul, because come on, y'all, we believers in here, right? Yeah. We know that Jesus died to save our soul. Jesus died to save our soul. Jesus died to save our soul. Right? So there is no price tag, no value greater than the life of my Savior that I can place on my soul.
Right. That's good.
Right? So herein lies the problem. Your soul is made up 3 parts, right? Your mind, your will, your emotions, right? Your mind, your thinking, your thought process. Your will, what drives you? What are you driven by? What is that thing that makes you go, What's that thing that makes you get up and go? Your emotions are an outward expression of inward feelings, right? Now, we often hear people say, you got to watch your ear gates. You got to watch your eye gates. You got to watch what you watch. Watch what you listen to, right? Watch what you take in. Watch what you watch, right? Right? We hear that. I'm going to take it just one step further. Proverbs 27:7 in the Passion Translation says, when your soul is full, you turn down even the sweetest honey.
Ooh, talk about it. You in the book.
But when your soul is starving, every bitter thing becomes sweet.
Ooh.
Okay?
Wow.
Okay? Now I was reading the word, okay? Studying, Lord, give me what to say to this, your people, right? And I came across this scripture, and y'all, I swear, I promise you, I did like this. Because I began to really internalize what that scripture is actually saying. Check this out. Okay, so people say, watch what you watch, right? And they say, watch what you're listening to, guard your ears, all of that. Sometimes it's deeper than what we're watching and what we're listening to externally. Sometimes the problem is internally. My soul is starving for something, so I started reaching for any and everything that would satisfy my soul, and then I went and grabbed for something that looked sweet, but it turned out to be bitter. And now look at it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, watch this. Everybody's bitter thing is different. Your bittersweet thing is not my bittersweet thing. Okay? Your bittersweet thing might be shopping to keep up with the Joneses. Right? Your bittersweet thing might be going into and entering and staying in a bad relationship because at least I can say I got a boo. Got me one. Your bittersweet thing could be perhaps you're pursuing degree after degree after degree after degree because you need to make sure that your name is great.
Say that. Wow.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be, you don't want to get left behind. Right? So you start reaching for something that ultimately will never satisfy the void that you feel in your soul. Right? So, real quick, I'm going to break down. How to keep your soul up into 3 parts. Okay, I'm going to do this really quickly. I'm going to get out of your way. I didn't come here to preach, but you are in such a way. So real quick, your mind. We're gonna break it down, right? So your mind. Regulate your mind. Yes, watch what you watch and hear. But a lot of times we hear that about what to keep out and not about what to take in. So if I'm only focusing on I'm not watching this, and I'm not watching that, but I'm not allowing the word or worship to penetrate to the replacement, right? If I'm not allowing the replacement to happen, then I become shut in and guarded, and there is a wall, and nobody can get in, and you can't get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So when my soul starts starving, because I only did this and I only did this, when my soul starts yearning for something, now you got to go peek from behind your wall to figure out where's my community that's going to help me. It's pride. Or you start finding, that's why things that, if my soul was full, I would turn down the sweetest of honey. Oh, yo, that is like, that's heavy, right? But because there was a void, because there was something that I was trying to cover up, there was something that I was trying to not see and see at the same time. Because really, when we say, watch what you watch, we be like, okay.
Right,
No, I'm not watching it, you know. I'm not even listening to that. Right? But if I don't set my why to my what, then I shelter myself from being able to receive the grace that allows me to walk into all that God has called me to do. Right? Number two. Number two is regulate your mind. I'm sorry, number one is regulate your mind. Hold on, I scroll so fast on my notes. Number two, your will. Again, you said you were going to do this, but then you did that. You said you was going to save more money this year. And, I'm going to tell you what happened. Okay. I went to the mall. Not me, okay, not me. I didn't go to that mall. It's for a friend, right? I said that I was going to commit to working out more. Okay, I'm going to tell you in real life what happened, okay? So I said, I'm going to start working out, right? Okay? People, they look at me and be like, you skinny. I'm like, hey, I'm skinny fat. Okay? Skinny fat, right? It look all, whatever. And in real life, it's not. Okay? It's not altogether lovely. And the problem is I have an image in my mind of what it used to be. Right? Yeah. Come on, Dr. E. Come on. Right? I got an image in my mind. I remember like, ow, I had my 4. I didn't have 6. I had 4. I didn't get that far. It was fine. I was good with my 4. I didn't even look like a boy. Whatever. All of that. So I was like, all right, so I still like to play basketball when I can. My knees a little shaky, but I'm gonna get in the corner spot up, shoot the 3. It's fine. It works, okay? It still works. Don't test me. We can go outside. But so I was texting, a couple of friends that go play basketball, right? And I'm like, all right, y'all, we're gonna start back playing. Yeah, we're gonna play. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, we started going to the gym early in the morning and playing ball. I'm like, that's good, right? That's phew. Oh, that's so great. Thank you, God. That doesn't work for me, okay? Number one, y'all go to the gym 20 minutes from my house. The fact that I gotta try to reconcile in my mind, waking up early, much early, and get in the car and drive 20 minutes somewhere before I even started the workout. That's probably not gonna happen. Well, I'll say this: it has yet to happen. Probably not gonna happen. So I gotta come up with something else. I have to find another solution to that problem. I'm not there yet, Robert. Don't look at me at this moment because right now I feel, like. You see it? It's in the atmosphere. So it's not that I don't will to do it. It's not that I'm not governed by it. I do have a governing system, but now it's like I didn't attach a real why to that what. Here we go. We right back at that thing. It's not that I don't will to do the right thing. I want to do that which I want to do. I do not. I'm I'm gonna do it. I am though, y'all. Why? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do like a chronicle. I'm gonna chronicle my fitness journey. I'm probably not gonna do it, Dr. E. I'm gonna be honest. No. Dr. E said I'm gonna do it. Now I feel like I said it out loud, and I'm probably. I'm probably gonna do it.
I'm gonna be in your
No, come on. Okay. And then the third thing, guys, is our emotions. The third part of our soul, the third part that makes up our soul is our emotions, right? But then how can we apply discipline to our emotions? Because we feel justified and our emotions are natural.
Yeah.
Right? I feel what I feel.
Yeah.
However, your emotions can also be managed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It all again stems from, I believe you set the tone for us about the low place and the high place, and say, listen, this is a low place right here that I found myself standing in. However, if I come up a little higher, the perception of what those things are or what's really going on begins to change. Because now I can say, down here, oh, woe is me, and this is stupid, and I hate this, and they did me like this, and I don't know why they did this. But when I get up here, I'm like, oh, but God, you know what? You gave me power and authority to look over on top of that situation and say, you know what? I am going to pray for you. Why? Because I'm not looking for my low place. I'm looking for my high place, and I know the authority that God has placed down on the inside of me to call down things. Right? To call down principalities, to call the spirit out, to call it for what it is, and now I know how to safeguard myself.
Yeah.
Come on.
Girl, stay up.
Right? Girl, stay up. When I was in high school, my basketball coach used to say this to us every Friday leaving practice. She said, okay, tell y'all something. Every Friday, like clockwork. So everything that glitters ain't gold. And every time you got an itch, you don't have to scratch it. Like, what meanest thou this? Right? What do you mean? That means every time something appears, every time something throws itself in my face, every time something that looks like sweet honey shows itself or tries to drive me away in temptation, I don't have to go reaching and grabbing for it because either I'm in a low state and my emotions are looking every which way to attach myself to that thing, that void that I'm missing.
That's good. Yeah. Kristen, girl.
Yes, I want you to pray. Yes, I want you to read your word. Yes, I want you to live in community with other and with like-minded believers.
All right.
But when I am at home by myself, okay, and I find myself in the deepest place of depression, we don't talk about it because a lot of times we act like we got it all together. I got my pearls on. You guys, I got you. Right? Okay, we got my hair did. Ow, okay? Right?
Right.
We put this thing together so that we can go out and just make it. And I'm not saying don't do that. Right. Your bills got to get paid, amen? Bless God. Won't you go to work, get your money, then you go back home. Right? But when I find myself in the deepest and darkest place of my life, I'm not talking about, I want to be very clear. This is not something that I heard. Right? This is not something that I watched somebody else walk through and watch them do. No. I said, when I have found myself in my lowest moment and acknowledge that I am in a low place, it hurts right here. There is darkness. What am I doing? I'm simply acknowledging the emotions, the inward feelings that I want to outwardly express. But I can't because there's so much riding on me. There's so many things. There's so many people who want me to be this and they want me to do this and they want me to be over here. There's so many things. My emotions are bottled up. And I say, okay, God, the number one way to is worship. I don't desire to live from a place where just my emotions are settled. I desire to live from a place that my soul is anchored.
Yes.
Worship settles your emotions. It does. I can be over here feeling all of this and doing all of this, and I feel. Y'all ever been somewhere and you feel like this on the inside?
Yeah.
But you can't do this on the outside? So like inside is like this and outside is like, right? Emotionally, I can feel like the waves and the winds and the trials of life are coming at me and they hit me on every side. And I have to just stop and say, insert worship song right here, because I'm not a singer. But I will say, Lord, you are awesome. Because worship don't have to be a song. Wow. Lord, you are amazing. Yeah. Lord, I glorify. You know what? I see this situation. I'm in my low place. I see my emotions are all over the place. But right now, I choose to worship you. I choose to exalt your name. I choose to say that you are higher and better than I could ever even know or understand or comprehend. And God, today, I worship you. Anchor my soul. Anchor my soul. So that when I say that the joy of the Lord is my strength, it's not a lie. Anchor my soul so that when the things and the shiny and the glimmer and the glitz of life try to make themselves appear as though this is what you desire from me, anchor my soul so that I'm not distracted by something that appears to be sweet but it's really bitter. Anchor my soul so that when I say and stand in confidence and say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. I'm telling the truth. We all desire to live from a place of truth. That's why we find our tribe. That's why we find our circle. That's why we find. Do you get me? You get me? No, like you get me? Like no. I'm saying like I'm like this kind of crazy. Like you got this kind of crazy in you, or you at least seeing this kind of crazy and you know how to operate with it. Boom, you can be in my tribe. I need to know that we can work together. We can, because I want to be able to live in truth. God, we worship you right now in this moment.
Yes, Lord.
God, we stand here in this moment and say, it is well with our soul. God, we know that there are things, we know that there are emotions, we know that there are finances and bills to be paid, but God, in this moment, we set all of